This week on Zen and Not Zen, BroTime edition.
Didn't we joke
Gettysburg.
about that? Like, if you were retired, you'd go work at, like, one of those recreation villages?
Yeah,
I'll
you
just
said
be
I
the
would.
butter
Yeah.
shredder.
Yeah, you said I would, yeah. I never said that I would, but you said that I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad, yeah. I never said that. You said, as a retired man, I would go work at a colonial farm and churn butter or something, and you thought that was funny.
Yeah,
That rings a bell.
That's something I agreed to.
That resonates. That resonates.
Does sound like something I would say.
BroTime.
BroTime.
I do believe that the powers that be that may have more knowledge than us about things like aliens, they do release things at a pace that for the purpose of like setting us up, or like the movies that are released, or the you know what movie really talked about this was Paul with Seth Rogen.
Still haven't seen
Love that movie.
It's
man.
fucking
Fucking
great.
love
It's
that
actually
movie.
really good. But he talked about that. It's like that's all the ideas are to set up so it's not such a big shock.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
that.
I do.
Remember on
yeah.
Dazed and Confused when Slater's son was like, yeah, man, Thomas Jefferson was in a cult, man, and the
Yeah.
cult was into aliens, man.
Man.
Telling you, man.
I do remember that. I think it was Thomas Jefferson that said the downfall of society started with the invention of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucks
Fucking
up my
people's
back
back up,
for
man.
sure.
Yep.
Mine's feeling it right
We all
now.
used to be able to just squat
Driving all
down.
day.
Then you put that in the context of a white male slave owner, and it's like, wow, doesn't slap quite as
Sure
hard
was
there,
the
TJ.
chair, Tom?
Yeah, TJ, huh? Yeah, fucking way to raise up by the bootstraps there, TJ.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good stuff, man.
No, I was way more
What
tired
are you
after working at
siring?
my call center job than I was at serving jobs. Like serving jobs, I
Oh.
still had like energy to go out do
I-
something afterwards. But after working at a call center, like I would sit for 8 hours and just go home and
I
sleep.
literally thought of, I was telling some coworkers about your job that you did that temp work where it was 4 people in a room, like photocopying.
With the
fucking-
staple remover?
Fucking photocopying documents,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
scanning
yeah.
documents, and just
Shout out to Swedish in Everett,
Just-
Swedish Hospital.
not talking. Like, I'm like, they 4 people, 8 hours a day, and they like rotated tasks, but like didn't talk. I'm like, not even an acknowledgement of the other person.
For as loud as I am, I could go days without speaking a word and
was-
have.
Oh wow.
Like I remember when I was living in China, I house sat for one of my friends because I was like just so surrounded by people constantly. I was just like my social scale was just overloaded. And so I spent the entire week locked in that house. I never left and I didn't speak to one soul.
Good for you.
Like I slept, I watched movies, I read, I drank, and I did not utter a word for 7 days.
Nice.
I could do a silent retreat.
You should do one.
Yeah,
10 days.
I want to.
Do it up.
Yeah.
It's a fucking long time.
It's hard,
a
man.
long time.
It's long as shit. But it was, man, one of the best experiences of my life.
What was that story we did on that podcast about stealing bagel seasonings or some shit on the silent retreat?
Oh, they didn't have enough bread.
Bread, the toasters, man.
Toasters.
It was
That's
toast,
right.
and it was like
Silent rage brewing.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
dude. Yeah.
Oh,
Palpable.
oh,
Palpable.
you could just see it.
Fucking hell.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
don't think I shared this, but like when Mon and I left, so we were there for, let's see, bookended all the way there was probably 12 days.
God, you timed it so well with the election too.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking
fucking great.
believe your timing.
Oh, it was great.
I would have given anything to have been a silent retreat during that week. Anything.
Oh man. But yeah, so we were quiet for 10 days, there for 12 days total. And when we left, we're in Onalaska, south of Olympia, right? So, pretty much middle of nowhere, farm town. And when we left, we decided we were just like, okay, we don't want to go back to Seattle yet. Let's go to Portland. And we wanted to go to like Buffalo Exchange and like Powell's.
Yeah.
Just wander around a bookstore for a little bit.
Powell's
And
fucking crazy.
love Powell's.
Love
Love
Powell's.
Powell's. And so we're like, okay, so we're going to do that. We decided to do that. Well, okay, so we need some coffee. Let's go to Starbucks. Decided to go inside, need to use the bathroom. And so the very first public place we went to after our Vipassana silent meditation retreat was fucking Starbucks. It was like walking into a goddamn casino. It's like
I
the
couldn't
frothing, the people
imagine the
talking.
noise.
The Super Bowl just happened. There was the election. There was all these things that all just like people da 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 da. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I can't.
Music,
like,
blenders, register, talking.
98-degree extra wet frappuccino. I'm like, oh god, no. Just
That is the most
take me back.
stressful
Take me back.
environment I could think of.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Step into after a silent retreat.
Yeah, I walked up there like a deer in headlights. Like, I just want
2 wet things in a cup. Thank you.
I just
Bye.
want a drip. I don't know. God, please.
Whatever.
Do you have a wheelchair?
Just a cone of silence.
Yeah. Oh, Olive had to go. She went to Whidbey Island this weekend and had to take the ferry across. And they walked on, so they had to muzzle her.
Oh.
Yeah. And she did fine with the muzzle, but the other dog they were with was not happy. Like,
Yeah.
cone of shame just went on and just
Oof.
started pouting.
Yeah.
Not a happy dog.
Oh, they had to muzzle Olive because Olive was barking and shit.
Well, I think all dogs, if you walk on this ferry, you have to be muzzled.
Just
if
for
you're-
public safety.
yeah, public
Makes
safety.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And they probably just
Not
saw.
my dog. My dog's not a problem.
Exactly.
I don't own a dog.
Yes. Yes. Olive would be a problem.
Yes.
Somebody would try to pet her.
Chicken would literally have a heart attack if I brought her on a ferry. I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine
actually, I
bringing
forget
her on
about
a
that
ferry.
because someone would try to pet the dog, and your
Yeah.
dog hates
Yeah.
being pet.
Yep. Olive's fine. If she'll leave you alone, you leave her alone. But
Yeah.
the moment people try to go in for her, she's like, get off me.
She's big on consent.
Yep.
She's a consent dog.
When I first moved here, so we live in a cul-de-sac. When I first moved here, I was taking Olive out for a walk, and I had my headphones in. I hadn't met the neighbors yet. Well, one set of the neighbors I met. And so I'm go outside, walking Olive, and go out to the right, and all of a sudden I look over to the left, and there's like 7 kids beelining it for us. And I got my headphones in. I'm
fluffy
like, yeah,
thing.
totally. All from like probably 4 to 7, And these kids just hauling ass towards Olive, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. She's persnickety. She doesn't do well. They're all like have their hands out.
She
They're
will
like,
rip your face off.
they're like fluffy, fluffy. I'm like, nah, dude, no. Okay, so everybody sit still. Okay, here's Olive. You can look at her. Look how cute she is. Okay, now we're gonna leave now. She doesn't do well with kids. I'm so sorry. And I like waved at the parents. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's an asshole.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
You know?
I was walking these
You're
2
gonna
dogs
hear this
the other
fucking
day.
dog for the rest of the time I live here.
She's gonna sing. I was walking these 2 dogs, and they were both pandemic dogs, and they're doodles, which like doodles in my experience mostly have been on the neurotic side, if not full blown neurotic. And they were like gotten during the pandemic, so they just don't like people or
No social
dogs,
skills.
like no social skills
Yeah.
whatsoever. So they have to be walked and can't be around another dog and blah blah blah. And there's a little girl, and I saw it happen in my mind before it happened. She was on one side of the street. Her dad was like giving her the okay to go across the street to her friend's house. And then I hear her go, dog. And I was like, well, I'm far enough away that I'm just going to slow down, and she's just going to go to her friend's house, and that's going to be it. And she, of course, doesn't and makes a beeline screaming at us. And I was in the middle of also picking up poop, which is why I was vigilant, because I was like, if these dogs pull me, like, I'm going to drop this shit all over myself. And I had to scream at her. I was like, don't pet them. And then both dogs just went into full rage mode and started barking and snarling and trying to run at her.
Oh, no.
And I have never scared a child more. Like
no.
the terror like this was a core memory I was a part of. This girl
Nice.
will remember this moment
Or part of
for the
somebody's trauma.
rest of her life. I thought she was gonna cry, and I mean, I think she did start to cry a little bit, and then she just stood there and cried and kind of like screamed and whimpered at us. And then she finally went to her friend's house, but like I was like, these dogs are gonna kill that little girl.
Oh my god.
And little doodles.
That little girl's
how'd
gonna be
you lose
scared of-
Susie? 2 golden doodles. Just couldn't handle their shit.
Gonna be scared of tie-dye for the rest of her life. It's gonna be a trigger.
1,000%. She's gonna be scared of dog walkers and dogs, fanny packs, all of it.
I mean, who isn't?
She's not gonna know
Unrealistic
why.
fear of fanny packs. I have no idea. I don't know where it stems
I don't know where
from.
my PTSD started from Crocs and fanny packs, but there's just something inside of me that makes me want to run the
that
other
Cargo
direction.
shorts just make me want to
Remember that-
cry.
remember
I
that
just bought years of
fucking,
therapy for that little
That
kid.
Maury Povich episode with all the weird phobias, like the person who was afraid of like aluminum
Pickles.
foils.
Oh, yeah.
and, like,
Yeah,
all
the
the
pickle lady.
cotton balls and stuff.
That's a valid one. The squishy, squeaky noise that it makes
Oh,
sometimes.
the aluminum
is-
foil one though. The
Yeah.
aluminum foil.
Yeah, I mean,
It's sharp.
those
You never
untreated,
know.
it's a lot of untreated just neuroses
Yeah.
that we have that just, we don't get help for.
Oh,
We don't get somebody to kind of help us curb
Oh
that.
yeah, no, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's born with the innate just drive to fill their house with fucking Hummel figurines
Right.
or precious memories, whatever those fucking
Speak for
tears.
yourself.
Yeah, hey, I
was
speak for you.
born with
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Yeah, I just need to live in a house just surrounded by John Wayne plates.
I've seen those.
Yeah, that gold rim.
Oh,
yeah,
They sell on the back of the
commemorative
fucking.
plate.
Yeah, it's just like
My,
that's 24 karat gold on that
Oh
plate.
my gosh, yeah. One of my ex's dads was a big John Wayne fan.
Ooh,
And,
did he have a John Wayne room?
no, it was pretty much the foyer of the house.
Just John Wayne.
John Wayne. So
People
not only the pictures.
who love John Wayne
Oh,
love John
100%.
Wayne. Love the
dog
Elvis
name,
people.
Dog named John Wayne too. Call him J-Dub. It also had license plates from different states that had John Wayne's name on it.
Damn.
In different spellings.
Commitment.
Yeah. Lots of John Wayne stuff. Lots of John Wayne stuff. Yeah. Watch John Wayne westerns when he was done with his farm work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Threw the leather gloves on the John Deere and went inside fucking.
Hung up his John.
Just-
hung up his work hat, put on his John
Yeah,
Wayne
exactly.
watching hat.
Had
Watching that.
maybe took a button down off the fucking dusty Pendleton flannel.
Right. Yep, that's
Hung
pretty
it
much it.
Yeah,
Duster.
tractor's doing that thing again. I'll need to take Carl over and see if Carl can mess with it again. What the fuck were we talking about? This dude,
John Wayne.
the guy who was into John Wayne. Yeah. Okay, got
Circle
it.
back to that.
Where? Yeah, John Wayne.
I've had a weird hankering, I guess you'd call it, to watch westerns, and I don't know. I think it might be because I really love kung fu movies, and I've heard there's a big parallel between the two.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
know.
But I haven't really gotten there because
My
Well,
dad.
I just watched True Grit,
loved
which is a
Westerns.
remake.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't think I've watched a Western, like an old school Western, since I was out of the house.
Yeah.
But it was just like that and golf.
I
Just
just-
constantly.
Oh wow.
Or Seinfeld.
Whoa.
Well, at least
Oh.
see through Seinfeld.
All
in
right,
there,
all
but
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, loved all those old Western movies.
all right.
I
yeah.
just watched the this movie's probably 10 years old now, but the True Grit, which is a
Oh,
John
yeah.
Wayne,
Yeah,
John Wayne
that's a good
remake.
one.
I
Yep.
enjoyed that. I just saw that for the first time.
That was a
Yeah.
good one. That
That's
is
a
a
good
good
one.
job.
But I don't really give. I haven't. Have you seen The Unforgiven? That's like fucking
Oh,
30-year-old
yeah.
movie now.
Oh, yeah.
That's supposed to be one of the best.
Great
That's,
movies.
it's like
Oh, yeah.
92. Clint Eastwood.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've
So
seen those like the
Tombstone's the shit.
Tombstone,
Tombstone is
Young
the
Guns,
shit.
Young Guns.
I
2
haven't
was
seen
great.
Young Guns in a grip. What
Great
about Three
movie.
Amigos, amigo?
That was
Three
That's a
Amigos.
Western for sure.
So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The classic Western.
that's
a
You
great
know, your
one, yeah.
contemporary Western
Yeah.
actors like Martin Short.
well, you could throw Blazing Saddles in there with that.
Yeah.
You know, that was a contemporary Western. Mel Brooks. It's a great fucking movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
God damn, I love that one. But yeah, so for me, Western movies, when I was growing up, when my dad was in town, we'd go over to his friend's house to work on his diesel because that's the only place that the weight of his truck could be bared. You know, couldn't come to our house because we had dirt roads, collapse the roads. And so we went to this guy Carl's house, and Carl would just...
His name actually was Carl.
Name was
That's
Carl.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And so Carl would he was probably about 30 years older than my dad. He was an old man. And he would just sit there and just get hammered drunk all day long. Just sit there drinking Miller Lite. Like
Good
it
for
was
him.
nobody's business.
So, you know, as
And
an
watching-
ex-drinker, I could respect it, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just would shuffle around, talk shit to dad while we were working on his truck, drink his beer, mumble things at us, and then laugh to himself, and then shuffle off. And we're like, all right, Carl, all right. But he would
Carl.
watch Western movies just nonstop.
Yeah.
And so that's my kind of Western movies make me think of Carl. And that's
Well,
not
I mean,
always
so,
the best thing.
I mean, that's not my dad.
We named,
Yeah.
all the, quote, contemporary ones. Oh, Quick and the Dead. There we go. Another good
I don't
one.
think I've seen
Also-
that.
Sharon Stone, female lead.
Oh,
What about
female
Cowboys and
lead.
Aliens? You ever see
I
that
actually...
oh, that was a good one.
I never
that was
did.
An okay one.
I
I
did.
never
I
did.
liked
I'm
it.
just... See, this... Okay, a couple problems. Well, I have a problem with it. Shocker.
Really?
Well, so
The
apparently...
storyline just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, no, I don't give a fuck about that. Apparently, that was a remake of some comic book or some shit from
I
the
think
50s
so,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it seemed like, wow, you're really digging deep in the barrel here. And, I mean, this was probably, what, 10 years ago?
If
Yeah,
not longer,
the Daniel
yeah.
Craig one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hesitant with Harrison Ford as an action star then. He's doing like Indiana Jones 7 now.
Oh yeah, he's still going strong.
Fuck. Well,
Yeah.
Yes, it's admirable. It's fine. Dude, come on, man. Let's just.
Hey, they can make anything. There's
Stunt
CGI
doubles,
to do
CGI,
anything.
stunt
Totally.
doubles, deep fakes. This is the best
Deep
time
fakes.
for
Yeah,
70-year-old men to
fucking
get
Mark
back
Hamill's
into.
still putting out new material. The motherfucker's dead. You know. I mean,
Mark
Jesus.
Hamill's not dead.
Did Mark Hamill die?
No, oh my God, what? I have to check.
Okay, maybe
now I
I'm-
have to
maybe
double
I'm
check.
Somebody
mistaken.
just
no, he's
died
still,
very recently. Somebody just died very recently. Like,
Leota. Ray Liotta.
Ray
Ray
Liotta.
Liotta. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus,
man.
no,
Yeah,
Mark's
no,
still
sad one.
alive. He's still
Ray
alive.
Liotta.
Yeah.
But he was completely CGI'd his young self.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
yeah,
in,
yeah.
Okay,
Mandal-
so-
or in Boba Fett.
All right,
The-
so
yeah.
quote hot take. Speaking of Ray Liotta, literally last week I gave Field of Dreams a shot.
You've never seen it?
No, I had seen.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
see, this is the visceral reaction that a lot of people have with Field of Dreams.
I do love it.
A lot of people
I
really
really
they
do
think it's
love
like
it.
a fucking fantastic.
It makes me cry
I've seen
every
it maybe
time.
twice.
I'll say I would, I will say the performances are strong. I will give it that. But Ray Liotta does admirable job in
Yep.
that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really get it, but you just dig the shit out of Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm just gonna be an asshole.
well,
so I'm
I
just
think
gonna
it's.
dial back now. But
It was. It's one of those that I have a lot of nostalgia attached
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I think maybe like the movie itself, arguably, like.
Well, I think I saw that shit in the theaters, like at 5 or 6, whatever age I would have been.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember just kind of going, okay, I tried rewatching Hook. Same thing. Hated that movie
like
back
that
in
movie.
'91.
so
Watched it like a
sad.
month ago, and I'm
Yeah.
like, nah. I believe I still fucking hate this movie too.
You know what movie? An old western that still holds up is fucking Maverick. I love.
That's a good
Mel
one.
Gibson.
I like that one.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Yes.
the,
In fact,
the
that
90s
might
Mel
actually-
Gibson is my
That
favorite.
might actually
before
be
everything
my
happened.
my
I
favorite
really did
western.
love
Now that I
him.
think about it, Maverick might
It's
actually
my favorite western.
might actually be above like
do like that one
Tombstone
a
and all
lot.
that because
I've
I
seen it
watched
a
that.
gajillion times,
Oh,
and it
100%.
still is like,
James
I'll watch it till
Garner.
the end.
Said
Jodie
Jodie
fucking
Foster.
Foster,
Jodie Foster,
is
yeah.
a smoke show in that.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
the only time I've ever seen her and gone like, oh, Jodie Foster.
Yeah,
Jodie.
Maverick.
Ooh, calm
Maverick
down,
was
girl.
pretty
Annabelle.
fucking good.
I love that movie. Yeah, that's a really good
On
one.
the
I forgot
driver
about that.
dying, and then the whole. Oh my god.
Yep.
So great.
Yeah.
Such a good one. That one holds up still. I watched
It
that
does.
recently.
Yeah, we watched that with the kids not too long
Yeah.
ago.
That's a great
Maybe
one.
that's the classic. So yeah, that actually that sucks. Yeah, because '90s Mel was great.
He was.
He was.
That
God
Lethal
damn it.
Weapon era and a
So-
little
Yep.
bit afterwards.
I might
is
need to
like-
rewatch Payback. Did you ever see Payback?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kills like 800 people to get back like 62 grand or some
That's-
shit. It's like-
yeah.
It's like so
It's
not
not even
worth.
6 figures, my guy. Come on.
Yep. But
A
see,
conspiracy theory.
I
love
might.
this
You guys
movie.
love that. You guys love that shit.
Fucking movie.
Fucking, I hate
we
it.
talked about it, I feel like, on 4
Yeah.
different episodes.
You just fucking
of this
Robin
pod-
fucking
of this
segue
podcast.
to fucking
Poor listeners are
conspiracy.
like, we get it.
Yeah, Robin hates it. Nancy Reagan and fucking conspiracy theory. Move fucking on.
Who?
We've
Shit.
heard it.
Speaking of things we hate, this is a great segue 20 or so minutes in about the topic that we thought about, which was chain restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking chain restaurants, man.
That's how I got my start. We're all
Same.
restaurant people.
Yep.
I'm still in restaurants. You both are fortunately out of it.
Yes.
But we all have
But
varying
only
degrees of
like a
respect
step. It'll only take a little slight shove to get me back in it. Like I'm,
Yeah.
I'm out
It's
of it,
always
but
there. It's always right
yeah,
there.
it's always my go-to job
but,
if I need one.
That's how I got my start. That's how you got your start. Isn't
Yep.
that how you got your start?
Technically, my first job was at Beaver's Bandbox, but
The
my
fuck is
second
that?
job was a hostess. At
That sounds like a
Bandbox?
gift shop
It
that
is-
sells like novelty
It
chocolates
was
and shit.
Tucson, Arizona's premier musical shop. So it had all different. So it was like a mile from my high school, and
You
I
guys sell,
got
like,
it so I
oud?
could
Oh,
get
like bands.
a saxophone.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
alright.
for bands. So like they had all kinds of music instruments.
Didgeridoo,
Yeah, but I
Beaver's
did it so I could buy
band
my
shop.
tenor saxophone.
djembe,
It was a good job.
pan flute.
Hand
All right,
flute,
I'm gonna
yeah.
channel my inner child and just ask: were there a lot of vagina jokes at that store?
No, because I was like 15.
All right.
So if there were, I didn't hear any.
All right,
But
because I could just
Beaver's Bandbox, really,
right?
my
Come
guy?
on, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, Jesus Christ!
I mean, it drew customers. I'll
It's
tell you
too
that. It was
easy.
around forever.
It's like an underhand, slow pitch softball. It's
I
like,
wish
you're just
that,
gonna
you
hit
know
the
what?
shit out of
We
it,
should
you
make
know?
that a chain restaurant. Beaver's Bandbox. Serving fish and chips. That's right. It's taking over Long John
Fish and
Silver's,
chips.
which might be my least favorite. I think I've eaten at Long John Silver's once when I was 8.
Okay, so I don't
and
think
I was
I ever
like,
did.
no.
I
Yeah, I've
fucked
done
with
at least
Skippers
once.
a couple times. Is
Skippers
still-
wasn't in my
I
area.
wasn't in my area.
So
I
that's
bet we have a bunch of the
well, yeah.
same. 'cause
You
we're
guys are
out
gonna be
west.
smashing some regional shit that I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You know, our cadre of listeners from the Northwest, like.
Oh, I'll tell you
all of
about the best
are
fast
gonna
food.
know what I'm gonna talk about.
EG's restaurant in Tucson, Arizona. I think it's now in Phoenix, but it was and still is my favorite fast food restaurant. And they have slushies that are called EG's, and they are legendary. And it's just Subway sandwiches,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's fast food, and they have delicious ranch fries and fries in
What the fuck
general.
is a ranch fry? Just
Well,
fry
the
covered in
ranch that they make in house in general is the best ranch I've ever had. Like
Is
it's
this true
not
that ranch was
tangy.
made by a rancher.
I hope it's true.
Made by a what?
It was invented by a rancher. I think I heard that at work like last week, and I'm like, really? Yeah, I probably could believe it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be a
Says
thing.
it right there.
Anyway.
So no,
it's-
but that is my favorite fast food restaurant, and it's
just
it's
a
the
slushie,
first thing.
though.
It's the first place I go to after I land. If I go to Tucson, I
Fuck
don't
yeah,
see
shout out.
anybody. I go straight to EG's.
Well, so I still
we used to put vodka in the slushies, which is why it was
there
very
you go.
popular in
Yeah, I
school.
kind of missed the opportunity, like all those years of working at Starbucks and shit. I never really fucked around with like
fucking hated working at
putting,
Starbucks.
yeah, you know, putting booze and shit and drinks like for,
Oh, yeah.
for my friends or
Yeah.
for myself. I mean, even back then I was still like just smoking weed.
Right, yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's strange. So the slush, it was just a slushy at this place. Tell me about this shit. What's the consistency? Has it got like that Taco Time ice? What are
So
we talking
it's
about?
not an it's an icy,
Sonic
but
ice.
it's smoother. It's almost like a sorbet, but
Like a
looser.
granita. Remember granitas?
No, where's that from?
No, that's like I think that's like a old school slushy from the 90s you'd get at the mall.
Oh,
yeah,
like at
no, I
Orange
don't
Julius.
need it.
Probably
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Yeah, like you could eat it with a spoon, but you could also somewhat easily drink it out of a
So,
straw, and it's served with both a straw and a
Sonic
spoon.
and Dairy Queen for one point were doing fucking slushy with soft serve in it. And that sounds
It's more
awesome.
icy than that. Like the slushies at Sonic are too loose.
Doesn't
It's
that
too much
sound
like a
bomb?
drink.
Put
really
the
good.
soft serve in the slushy.
It's like a slushy float.
Yeah.
That sounds good as
get down
fuck.
with
Yeah, I'd be
I
down
do
with
love
that.
Sonic. Sonic has the best ice, hands down.
Taco
Of any
Time,
restaurant.
see, I've only fucked
100%.
around with Sonic a few times. I did it down when I was south in New
Yeah.
Mexico with my
Yeah.
uncle, and then there's one in, like down. You go south.
The
or
Olive
north.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, right outside the golf course. There's a 27-hole golf course down there by that Sonic.
Yeah. When I first
Cherry
moved up
limeade.
here,
Yeah, I hear
Dude.
that shit's good. I hear that shit's
limeade
good.
is the
It's great.
only thing to drink.
yeah, when I first moved up here, Sonic, I love Sonic back in Texas because they get the I got the chicken
Well,
basket.
you don't ever eat any of this shit now.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah. Neither do you really.
Not really, but
Yeah,
I will.
Since
Oh,
I
there's
still eat,
still,
I
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
still eat like I was like I decided what was good to eat when I was 9, and I've been fucking
Just
rocking
rocking that
Just
train
going
ever
strong.
since.
fucking 38. Like let's go. Like what I decided was cool.
If it ain't
like,
broke, don't fix it.
like dress the same.
It's not a bad plan. You're the one that figured it
I
out.
hated tying my shoes then, and I fucking hate it now.
Just gets you some Velcro, motherfuckers.
Slip-ons, yo.
Yeah,
You gotta get the special ones for the insoles because I'm old as fuck. I can't just wear like gotta get the comfy.
You can't wear those Chucks anymore.
You can, but you gotta buy the ones with the insoles.
Souls, yeah, the Chuck 2s. I had 2 pairs of them because I can't wear Chuck 1s anymore.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your least favorite, most favorite?
Oh, fucking fast food? Well, shit, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, when we were thinking about chain restaurants, I mean, the topic was chain restaurants. I was just thinking, like, I always thought, like, Cheesecake Factory is, like, one of the stupidest, funniest things ever. And both,
How do you work in that kitchen? That
I would
menu,
be-
as a server
Jesus.
So
and
I
a
had
restaurant
roommates.
worker,
I had
how
roommates
do you do
that worked at Cheesecake Factory.
Crazy.
So like now I'd actually at the time I wasn't in restaurants, so I would make fun of it then.
Yeah.
And now it's just like fuck, I still can't even imagine. It's like first of all, it's make a menu that is literally a fucking like wire bound book. Like an orientation
page,
pack.
Right.
Like
the
welcome
text is
to
this big.
welcome to Seattle University. Here is your
Cheesecake 101.
it had fucking ads and shit in it.
Yeah. I don't know how you maintain a kitchen that size or keep up with. I mean, I guess the only way you could do it is like a chain restaurant to keep that much food on hand
It's
and like
just
keep
corporate.
it fresh
Right.
Corporate.
and like
Yeah.
Ugh.
Their food costs had been out of control.
They gotta be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
And
like
I can't
imagine being a server, yeah.
Adam's management, that's just like, gosh, I wonder what the food costs. And
Well, you have that many things on your menu. You can't really cross-utilize that much stuff.
No.
You're gonna fucking waste
and it's
so
so
many things.
different. It's not like it's just all Americana.
Well,
It's
so-
all over the place.
Well, so and that's the other thing is if you think about it, because they had like a fucking bakery or some shit.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, whole other thing.
Like that's a whole thing. So if
Yeah.
you think about that, that's like a whole. That's 2 restaurants in one, actually.
Yeah. Can you imagine the
crazy.
POS system and how long it takes to put
Oh,
in
it's
an
fucking
order?
huge. So like,
Because you'd have to go under
God,
cheesecake and then under
I
chocolate
haven't-
and then under
I
chocolate.
haven't
Like
even thought of
there's
this shit.
a million
I
different
haven't
buttons.
even thought of this shit in so many years, but I had these roommates working there, and then like some of their coworkers come over, and like some of them like worked in the bakery, and like their job was just to like fucking package up cheesecakes
Yeah,
to go,
full-time job.
package up cheesecakes to go and shit. I remember like. They always made your to-go food look like you left a fucking department store too. Did you ever notice
Right,
that?
yeah,
Like, I
totally,
forgot
like
about
a
that.
Dillard's bag. Yeah.
fucking shit.
Oh,
Cheesecake
yeah.
Factory is the only thing that we get from Mandy's parents. So for like anniversaries,
Yeah,
birthdays,
yeah.
Christmas,
Yeah.
and so like I told you, we went in there and dropped $150 on cheesecake, and it was not hard to do. But we left there looking like we had just gone shopping.
Like Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, Bloomingdale's.
Yeah.
Like a
Yes.
slow motion soundtrack in the back, laughing, cailing a cab.
Well, I mean, it's like one thing I will say is as we
Oversized
sit here and shit
sunglasses.
all over it, is that would pretty much cover anyone's concerns. Like if I, usually out of town, like fuck it, all right, like that is despite all
Has
the shit
everything.
that will at least meet everybody's expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will have
That
something
menu
to eat
is
there.
fucking insane.
Even as a
13 coins on
vegetarian,
menu
there's
like
shit.
that.
13 coins, yeah, totally.
That's
Especially-
actually
and for a 24-hour place to have
13
a menu that
coins
way?
is like
Jesus
in the
Christ.
top, 50 restaurants in America because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the best top 24 in the country. But yeah.
I've only been there twice.
That's a huge fucking. Yeah, I've only been there a few times, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, never really in the right context of like, oh, we should go have dinner at 13 coins. Right
Yeah,
now.
really,
You know
we
what I'm
should go
saying? It
have
was like
dinner
no,
at
I
13
think
coins.
it was like 7 in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, 13 coins.
Yeah, I think for me, Sonic was probably my favorite chain fast food restaurant. But like the worst one that it probably just settled for all the time was Whataburger.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, right. But you could. It was so
Alright,
24
so
hours,
Whata-
and you
so-
could smoke in them back in the
so
day.
Whataburger-
Oh, yeah. And
there's
they
a
have the
Whataburger
coolest little
down at-
venue at the A-frame.
Yeah, it's
There's a
good.
Whataburger down in Portland. My buddy Jeff, shout out Jeff, was always telling me they have the best fucking milkshakes. Yeah, I see. I've never been.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What I really just remember is just very, very drunken nights at like 2 a.m. going to Whataburger so we can smoke
Yeah,
cigarettes.
I
in
wouldn't
the
I've
say.
driven my
Yeah, well, I
drunk
used to go
bosses
to
to
Denny's. I was
Whataburger.
laughing a couple of days ago with my buddy. We were laughing about how in high school we go to Denny's and order. We go to Denny's stoned and order like milkshakes and coffee high and smoke cigarettes in the smoking section.
Yeah.
It's like
God.
probably being such a fucking, not deliberately rude, but being rude.
But
to the
high
fucking-
school
Yeah,
annoying.
there's no
High
fucking
schooler-
way. There's no fucking way we did that right.
No.
No,
You know?
no.
Does anyone know
Outside
at
of-
Denny's? No
outside
one
of-
does it right at
No,
Denny's.
Yeah.
if you're at Denny's, you're
There's
doing
a
it wrong.
reason you're at Denny's.
Yeah.
Hey, take. Adam obviously does not extend that to the hardworking staff members there.
No,
We're
not
talking
at
about
all.
the patrons.
Not at all. The
Yeah.
patrons.
It's
Patrons.
only the
And
patrons.
time.
1,000% the
And the
patrons.
time. Like
Yeah.
if you're at Denny's in the middle of the night as a patron,
It's only bad.
you've made some bad decisions. in
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was an
CC
IHOP.
Sherry's is what I got by my house, and
Sherry's.
I am a 5 a.m. legend with our boy Jamie there. Fucking 5 a.m.
Legend.
legend. Well, I think at like 6 a.m. Yeah, no, it was like 6 a.m. because we were able to get mimosas or some shit because they didn't have like a bar, but like you could get like some shit. So it's like, yeah, Bellinis. Fucking Bellinis.
Yeah.
And then like fucking peach Bellinis.
things,
Yeah,
right?
the fucking plastic triangle fucking thing had the peach Bellini display. I'm like, yep. Soon as 6 a.m. comes around, put us down for a fucking picture of those, please.
Set a timer, don't forget.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I wish there were more 24-hour diners.
But see that what's unfortunate is like I don't really go to those restaurants anymore. But
Yeah.
I also like we had a great time with that fucking server, and then we also tipped like not like assholes, but like took care of that
Right,
service.
Yeah.
The same way I could not do that when I was like 15.
This is for all the
smoking
times I
fucking
couldn't.
Marlboro Red
Right.
100s.
Chain smoking with your cherry.
Like, yeah.
Shake.
I'm clearly of age, sir.
Yeah, right.
God, that was awesome.
There was a 24-hour Mexican restaurant down in Texas called Taco Cabana, and
Sounds great.
it was great. Rudy Tomjanovich, the former
Yeah.
head coach of the
He
Houston
got
Rockets.
decked in the face by, what was his name? Something Washington.
Yeah, he was on the Bulls, right?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was head coach of the Rockets. But
Yeah.
when he was playing, got his entire face like
Oh, yeah, he got
totally
fucked up
just
hard.
like that was bad.
Yeah.
That was
So,
bad.
but he was a major investor.
Didn't he have a
in
place
Taco
called Rudy
Cabana.
T's also?
I think so.
Yeah, I
think so,
believe
yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
I don't why the fuck I know that. I
Yeah.
never grew up in Houston.
Yeah.
Shit.
But their 24-hour Taco Cabana, we would go there at night, and they'd have this big tortilla press right behind
Oh,
the desk,
shit.
or right behind the counter. And so me and my boy Drew would go in there just like fucking super hammered all the time and just get like dozen tortillas. And they would make them fresh in front of you. And
Like
so you
Oh
have
my
that big
god, delicious when
rotating
you're
stone
drunk.
thing.
like
and the
Luis's up
dropping-
in fucking Green, up in
I've
Shoreline.
never been there. I've never been there. But yeah, we'd sit there and just watch them make the tortillas.
Hot,
And then they give them to us
fresh.
with the thing of honey. It's like,
my
oh, yes,
God.
that's all I need in the world right now.
Genius.
It's just 6 tortillas.
We
and
we
thing
had a
of honey.
24-hour taco shop that was a chain in Tucson. There was more than one location, and it was it's not good, but like it is
I actually
where
don't.
everyone went to because it was the only place that was open.
Yeah.
So
24
really, I
hours,
mean,
and so that was my
there
drunk
really,
food for a
there
long
really
time.
wasn't
Oh, yeah.
anything like that up here, and forgive me if I can't really think of anything. I mean, there was always the 24-hour Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box was the only one that was 24 hours around here.
I
Yeah.
never get consistent quality at Jack in the Box. It's either
No,
delicious or shit.
it's either like holy shit.
But I never know when it's
I've,
gonna
I've,
be.
I've had a few times where I'm like, God damn, man, I like.
This is woof.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna feel sick after this for sure.
Like, I don't ever feel like $1 million after eating any of that shit.
But like when they get the curly fries right, they
Oh,
get them
that's
right.
yeah.
It's great.
Those
totally.
are.
Yeah.
I'll go through
Do you
just
guys
to get
fucks-
that.
do
Like
you
the
guys
sourdough and
fucks,
shit.
fucks with the Arby's? See, I like Arby's.
I used to.
What do you get
every
at
once
Arby's?
in a while.
Isn't the meat just gray?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
But
It
it's not
just
even
stacks.
Yeah, it's
Stacks
not
on
even.
stacks on
I-
stacks.
Word on the street is it's like some sort of like big gel thing that
Oh,
they like.
oh,
you know?
it has to be just squished up and
Oh, that's
reshaped.
dirty. That's dirty.
No, Arby's.
Shit's bomb, man. That shit
I would
tastes
have to
good.
be
That
really,
shit
really
tastes-
hungry to eat.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck with
in a
Arby's?
life or death
So
situation.
like when the Simpsons did the Lord of the Flies episode and it was like I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's. They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's really hungry.
Although I did fuck with those market fresh sandwiches for a while when I was
Oh,
in
I
high school.
remember-
Those were
I
actually
did
pretty
fuck with-
good.
I did
but
fuck
they don't
with
have
those.
them anymore.
Yeah, you made a timestamp. Kinsey may have fucked with those market fresh sandwiches.
Those market fresh
But I didn't consider that Arby's. Like if I went to Arby's, I went and only ate that market fresh
The
sandwich.
turnovers were pretty good. The fucking
Oh, I never
cherry
had
and
it.
But, like,
apple-
beef
oh,
and
I usually never
cheese?
get the. I never
Oh,
get
so
the.
you wouldn't fuck with the sweets. You just be going. Oh
I'd
no,
go-
that's
yeah, I'd
little
just go
Debbie
for
time.
The savories, man.
Ooh, yeah,
totally.
no.
For the
They're
savories.
going for the savories, man. Y'all remember back in like the late '80s, or hearing about it at least, how Jack in the Box got caught using kangaroo meat?
No.
So I don't remember that at the time, but do you
they-
remember the Jack is Back campaign in the '90s?
Well, that was post. My understanding of a lot of the rebranding and stuff was because they killed a bunch of people with E. coli.
There was that. And there was the,
That
so
and
they,
the
they got
kangaroo
hit
meat,
back.
though.
Yeah, so they got hit back to back. There was the E. coli
Shit.
stuff. Then they got before that was the kangaroo meat.
Now they're talking like. Sorry to interrupt. They
No, you're fine.
now they actually like. When I was learning about that, is there like a case study on like how a fucking ad campaign can turn a company around? Jack in
yeah.
the Box being in a suit, being a professional, blah blah.
Yep, totally.
And then us just forgetting about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
Volkswagen's another one that's in the process of doing
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know, Volkswagen got busted 5 years
How
ago.
do you come back from the Holocaust?
Well,
well,
even more recent
Yeah.
than that, right?
Oh, the
So,
emission thing.
yeah,
They
the
had
emissions
computer.
fraud.
They had the,
Oh,
Their
fuck, I'd forgotten all
TDIs,
about that.
all
Yeah.
their TDIs are supposed to be the most fuel efficient diesels and blah blah blah.
And they had something in there to beat.
They've been manufacturing these chips to be malfunctioning to show false positives in all these tests.
Yeah.
And they're actually worse fuel efficiency than
Yeah.
any of the other things on the market.
Right.
So, but so their ad campaigns are coming back. But part of what I think the car industry did for Volkswagen, which I really appreciate, is that now basically they've said Volkswagen will let you continue to make cars and be a part of this market, but you have to be the trendsetter for all emissions testing and
gotta
all
be the fucking-
going forward. So all the new cars that Volkswagen is coming out with are going to be electric cars, and just like so, it's making them in
Be
a way
better.
be better.
Yeah.
So it's
That's a great punishment.
yeah, it's like one of those things like you know, like on TV, you know, you stole something from your friend and now you got to be your friend's butler for a week.
Right.
You know, it's like, all right, that's different, but we'll do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I had forgotten all about that emission stuff. I was thinking about like Mercedes and BMW
Yep.
coming back from being Nazi vehicles. Like that was.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good on you, marketing, for
Right,
being able to
exactly.
turn that around.
Yeah, marketing can do a lot. We know how to tug at the heartstrings of the human being. And what
I
we-
know those Super Bowl commercials that actually bring tears to your eyes. What was one of them a couple years ago? What was it for? It's something ridiculous, but it like told a whole story about like of immigration and the
Okay.
wall and everything like that. I'll have to look it up. But
Huh.
I was just like, how is this a commercial for this product? This is insane.
Right. It's ridiculous.
It's like a short film.
Yeah. And like it's so funny. I heard somebody talking about this a while back, but it's like we know how to utilize marketing to sell things to people, but we keep selling people shit,
Right.
And things that are going to kill them. Like have this sugary drink, have this alcoholic beverage, have this fucking thing you can't afford.
This
But we
beef
can't be
foam
like-
pressed sandwich.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey,
That shit tastes good.
here's a way to be healthy and happy and live a better life.
Yeah.
And here's some options. Let's market that,
Yeah.
and in this cool way that we can market sugary soda drinks and shit. So,
You need a carrot lobby.
yeah.
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 Beta carotene, yo.
It works.
Beta carotene.
Some hard-hitting marketing right there.
Uh-huh.
God, dude.
What about like big restaurants? Because we all worked at big restaurants too.
Well,
Like corporate
I mean,
restaurants.
I don't want to say where I worked at, but I mean, like, Apple was in the title.
Right.
And it ended with bees.
Yeah.
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 Is it somewhere in the neighborhood?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a neighborhood bar and
Right,
grill. Let's
right.
just say Blank Bees Neighborhood Grill and Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Right.
I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings for 72
Ooh.
hours.
72 hours.
Wow.
Nice.
I couldn't handle it. The menu alone. Like, I
Just
had
like,
to try.
Do you want the kicker wings or the chicken
No.
slickers?
And then the happy hour, and I was like, it was in Kansas City, no doubt. So, like, it was a different demographic, and it was in a suburban area, as they usually are. And it was just families and loud, very misogynistic dudes. Like, that was the market.
Which as a
Yeah.
lesbian,
Heart-
that's just your jam.
Well, and so just
me up.
no tips and just messes.
Not even my
and,
jam is a straight male.
Like, the amount that I got paid was so little that I was just
Server
like, this
wage,
is just
like $2 an
oh,
hour.
like $3 for
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
server wage.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
know. So the tips were, I mean, I think I worked a whole night and made like $5 or something like that because they come in for happy hour, they don't tip on it, they sit there, like any sports bar problems I'm sure that they would have, but like it was just so corporate and so icky, and the
Yeah.
vibe was so bad that I was, after 3 days, I worked like a Friday,
72
Saturday,
hours.
Sunday, and I was like, I'm
Serving,
all set.
Serving.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Was that before you came to work for us?
Oh,
with us?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like before I graduated college.
Okay.
Before I worked, I had just quit the melting pot, so I made
So
a
it's
lateral
I mean,
move.
for me to get, when I got into restaurants, most people I know had to start at like one of those just because like that was the only way to get in
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Just to get your foot in.
And in all honesty, it's like, as much as I will rag on all that, it was a great opportunity for me because I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you deal with, not just go ahead and throw shade. People that
Yeah.
want to fucking spend $20 for an
Yeah.
entree for fucking dinner for two.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If that's what your expectation for, like, and you're gonna throw service in there.
Well, that was the only saving
Like-
grace from melting pot, because at least it was a high, like
Is
if
that
you
place
were
fucking
going.
expensive?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no
Yes. I
problems.
mean, and
Yeah.
it takes forever. So the turnover is so slow. You'd have maybe 5 tables in a night because each one is like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But you'd still walk out of there. I mean, I worked a Valentine's Day and I think I walked out of there with like $500. But usually
righteous
I would
fuck.
make like $200 a shift
Yeah,
on
no,
a
I
slow
mean,
night.
See, it's like you make great money
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
these fucking places because people are like, oh, well, there's a cheesecake factory,
Well, and it's a
honey.
special night out. It's someone's anniversary or birthday. It's not just like, hey, the kids just won their soccer game. Let's take 16
Right.
children and get them
Oh,
all
God.
wings. And like, do you know what I mean? Like it was
Can we get a picture
different.
of root beer, a picture of Sprite, a
God
picture
damn
of orange
it.
soda?
And all the little
yeah.
napkins and little bones everywhere. I mean, just a mess.
Busting a wing place.
It was awful.
that's gotta be
It
like,
was
I
awful.
enjoy chicken wings, but I
Yeah,
hate
because melting
busting
pot's like
people's
contained.
wings.
It's all in the pot, and then you just take their plates, and that's
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
it was
You're not
very
like,
easy.
yeah, scooping chicken shards.
And you
around
bring it
and
all
shit.
to the table, so like you're your own kind of buster.
Oh, but
so like
see-
you make it there, and it's
Oh, and it B-dubs too, and I haven't been in a couple of years, but it's all like
B-dubs.
in the fucking like paper boats too, like everything's
Yes. Oh,
delivered
yeah,
in like
yeah.
a like it's just super wasteful too.
Man.
I didn't even think we had paper when that happened. But I did have to try every hot sauce flavor when I was there,
So wait,
and I did not enjoy that.
No.
Just so I knew, so I could recommend it. Like it was part of the training. You had to try
Yeah.
every single one of them.
Yeah.
Those were hot fuckers, man.
I can imagine. I'm not good with like I don't mind like spicy hot, but like
You're just
I
being
don't wanna
hot to be
cry.
obnoxious.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't
Like,
want
come
to be
on.
in pain.
Yeah, I don't want to burn my shit. No, I did 4 years at the Olive Garden.
Because your
Yeah.
family.
Yep. You're your family. 2 years in Texas, and then I stayed with them because I knew I was going to move up here and I could transfer.
Yeah, that's why I saved the
and
melting
you
pot.
live
yeah.
5 minutes away from your
I did.
first job when you moved up
I
here.
do, yeah.
How great is that?
Whatever. I got fired from this one up here. It was great.
Yeah, Adam and I went in there like 5 years ago, back when we were both still
Oh,
drinking
that's right. I
and
forgot
started
about
shit.
that.
No, we didn't
Did
start
not
shit.
start shit.
No,
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
that guy that Willie, right? Was that the guy? Were you in there when I ran into him? that was Monica.
I went day drinking. I went there at like 11:15 with Monica one time, because that's, what
Yeah.
high functioning people do is they start drinking right when a chain restaurant opens in the middle of the fucking week.
Those bartenders love people like that.
Oh
man.
yeah, no,
you're
bread
my
and butter,
bets,
bread and butter.
yes.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God
what I
Robin's
used to-
here.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do too. I used to bartend at Applebee's. So like,
Yeah.
but it's
Ooh, yeah.
but it's rough because in those restaurants, those are heavily corporate settings, and those are restaurants first, bars second.
Right.
And
Yep.
restaurants with bars.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Applebee's had a pretty liberal drinking policy, and with that, like all that shit, now they do like $1 drinks. I'm so glad I'm not for that.
We'll
Like,
pay
Oh,
you
Jesus.
to drink
Right.
some
Come
of
on
ours,
in.
please.
Jeez.
But it's just like the fact that you're still in a restaurant. It's like, okay, you can't really, party there quite the same way.
Yeah.
As being in a bar, and it's like, well, you're in a bar, so there's a certain age.
Yeah.
No pitchers of soda.
Although
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did go to one of the Applebee's in Tempe had karaoke nights.
Oh,
and
fuck.
it got pretty wild there.
Wow.
But it was
See,
I
like,
think after 10 maybe.
I've been in restaurants for 14 years, and I've never had to sing fucking happy birthday at any job I've had.
Oh, I don't think
That's
I have
amazing.
either. I've
I
dodged
did.
that
That's amazing.
bullet.
I did.
Well, no, because like every restaurant I've had has had a like we don't do that, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing because I've seen motherfuckers have to like get on a train with a kazoo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just-
Yeah.
Totally,
Could you
man.
imagine being in the
I
weeds?
still remember the Olive Garden song.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone
Totally.
remembers that
being in the
shit.
weeds and then having to go out to someone else's table to sing. Oh my God!
See,
Yeah,
like
like
that scene
7
from
salads
Waiting.
and a whole fucking
I need birthday singers.
I didn't even think about
Oh, it's
that
horrible,
shit.
man.
I need
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah,
I need birthday singers.
And you're just
And you're
fucking
just in the
busy.
middle of shit. And this is the
and you
last
gotta
thing
go.
that you
You need to
need.
go to the other end of the restaurant. be like,
No. Oh my God.
oh my.
Yep.
Thank God
Horrible.
I'd never had to do that.
No, never
Yeah.
had to. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I did. No, the Olive Garden was really bad with that.
Well,
God.
I remember.
God damn, it was so bad.
I remember what's funny is
Miserable.
now that I think about it, I've only shut down that question maybe like probably a dozen times, maybe like not once a year, but like more frequently, especially like maybe at the old job where I was more with younger crews. It was like, hey, do you guys do birthdays? I'm like, nah, man, we don't
Yeah.
do that. Like just very dismissive. Like, no, bro. Like, sorry, man. Like.
Most
Like-
people.
Like, also, with all due respect, there's a reason why that number's so low. Kind of fuck you for asking. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit about your, like, really in the scheme of things?
Yeah.
In the scheme of things, There's what, 8 billion people on the fucking earth, and the fact that you just like went around the sun one more time.
Well,
We all do
We
it,
have a
hopefully.
culture of celebrating. You can't
Fine.
fault them for asking. We also have a culture.
Okay.
We also have a culture.
Here's the Zen. And this is how
Well-
we get a good snapshot of the podcast, guys.
Well, and that's. I mean, we're within a culture where that's become a normal thing, right? So people ask for it. And what I was going to say is, especially when working at Red Hook, is that because we didn't do that, we were like, no, we're not going to fucking do that. You know, we don't greet tables a specific way. We're going to have a fucking unified song. We go out there, everybody starts singing some random shit. Yeah, somebody's singing like Ziggy fucking Marley and shit, right?
Yeah.
But most people, when they ask that question, hey, you guys do a birthday song or anything? No, we don't. Ah, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, they're like kind of relieved because like they're just obligatorily asking because everybody fucking has to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, we don't do that. They're like, oh, good. So we don't have
Lets
to
me
draw
off the
random
hook,
attention
yeah.
to all my fucking family over here.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you guys are. I mean, well, actually, I do know exactly how you are when it comes to celebrating your birth, but it's just like I don't want anyone to sing that shit for me.
I
Ever.
almost forgot my birthday this year. That's how attached to my birthday I am.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Ta-da.
I just,
Yeah.
I don't really, I mean, I,
You almost forgot.
yeah, almost forgot. Like, it was the 6th, and I was like, oh, shit, my birthday's coming up. But I'm not one of those, like, oh, my birthday's coming up. We're
Oh,
going
I
to do
hate
this.
that
Like,
shit.
Yeah.
I will do something special for myself on my birthday, but
Nice.
I am not a person that, like, there are birthday people that it's their week or this is
Fuck
my
all
trip on my
that.
birthday
Never
or
fan
like
of that.
that's not important to me. If it's like cheaper to go a month later, then I'll go a month later if I want to do a special trip or something like that. But
No, I wish I was had a little more, less, I guess, is it less shame? Whatever the amount of shame I need more of to get
The
to
appropriate
get all
amount
that
of shame.
free shit on your birthday. All you
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
do is
yeah.
ask for it.
Uh-huh.
I fucking hated dealing with people that would get that free shit at
Yeah.
the various jobs. I was like, I'm gonna come in for my, and I'm like, okay, cool, see that, and it's like, sure enough, it's just like.
Yeah, people really do that. There's like,
Like-
people that have
Like
lists
and then
of that
and then
stuff.
tip
Yeah.
like $250, like spend the entire fucking day getting like free shit. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like paying for anything on my birthday. Can't believe it.
Basically.
Monica's a big birthday week, sometimes month kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but she likes it, and she usually does a lot of it herself. You know.
Yeah, because
you know?
it's like it's not oh, I'm excited someone else planned it for me. Like, you're actively involved. Like,
It's like, guys, you know I want to go to the fucking Cheesecake Factory. It's just like call it a day.
just to read the menu.
I would
I don't
like to
want
go
to
to
have
the Red
anything.
Lobster.
Just to
Yeah, I
read
just
the
want to
menu.
35.
pry open that laminated sticky menu at Cheesecake
you could
Factory.
hear it. You could just. It's like Velcro. It's like plastic Velcro.
Yeah, exactly. You ever crack a comforter?
and then having to wipe those menus, cleaning those menus at the end of the night.
fuck,
Each
yeah.
one is
Carpal
going to
tunnel
take
just from fucking
5
the-
minutes.
That's, well,
Oh,
I mean, well,
Christ.
see, and that's the thing is, I think that's what the hosts had to do, and the host that was like a fucking like 4 or 5 person hosting.
Oh yeah.
Well,
there's
yeah,
like a
because 2
command
of them the
center
whole
up there.
shift are wiping down menus.
Yeah, right,
That's
exactly.
why they need 4
But
hosts.
those restaurants, well, the only one I really know is the one in fucking Bellevue. 'Cause
Bellevue,
you're
that's
around
the one I
Bellevue.
really went to,
But
yeah.
it's just like that one's gigantic. I assume all the other ones are fucking huge too.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you know that setting right before the lights go out, like fucking right about there. It's like what the
So
fuck,
dark in
man?
those
Almost going to
places,
blow
man.
the fuse box.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you know, all the movies where the fucking comedic relief like walks into the fucking like median or the island or whatever the fuck. That's basically all Cheesecake Factory is, a fucking walking
made out of
physical
that.
comedy scene. They have black
Yeah.
toilets. I feel like they have black toilets.
I think they do. I think they do. Are you got those shaded black toilets?
That's not a good
Red
look.
water bottle, huh?
Don't have to clean them as much.
Do they have black toilets? I think they have black toilets.
Oh man, yeah, hating on those black toilets, man.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
I don't think I've ever worked at a place with like different colored toilets. I think I've always had like the standard.
think
standard
about
Trying
this.
to
So
think.
honestly.
Oh,
Think about this. How many times do you see a black toilet at Home Depot and Lowe's and whatnot? Like, you have to specifically be like, no, I want
they're all
a...
the Cheesecake Factory. That's why you can't find them.
Yeah, it may
where they
not have
live.
been the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, you know, the millions of listeners out there, if you work at the Cheesecake Factory, do you have black toilets?
Yes.
And
Please,
Email
let
please.
let us know. We need confirmation. How many locations?
fucking Cheesecake Factory.
What kind of concept would you open if you could open a concept? Or like maybe even like a style of menu.
Like a fast food that that isn't burgers.
Yeah.
I mean, I always, when I first turned vegetarian, I was like, God, I wish there was like a McDonald's, but it was just all vegetarian. And now that's like becoming a thing. So I manifested it. You're welcome.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I don't
But
know.
yeah, probably.
Hey, I'm not fucking thanking you.
But probably like a healthy fast food that isn't gonna make me feel like crap afterwards. Like, don't get me wrong, I
Like
love,
a Chipotle,
I do like,
like a Chipotle.
Yeah, like a Chipotle, but like a drive-through where I'm exhausted. I just worked a 10-hour double. I don't want a greasy burger, but I also want it in the same amount of time I could get a greasy burger. But like have good quality food, I guess.
Yeah. I
Made
feel
from
you.
real food. That's
You know,
what
I-
I would
I-
like to do.
Like a
Honest-
Taco Time-esque type thing,
Yeah,
but like a
but
little more
that tastes
veggie heavy.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I never actually have even, for how long I've been in customer service in restaurants, never actually given that any thought until like you just asked that question, which
Yeah.
is funny.
Yeah. I've always thought about
Never
the,
wanted to be the number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the question for a number one. Like seriously.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to fucking
I'm just
be
surviving.
The,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not so much that.
I'll
but it's
spend
like,
your money. I don't want to spend my own.
Right.
Money.
Well, there's that, but it's number one failed small business. But it's also like, I mean, that was the case. Probably now those numbers are even.
I couldn't
crazier.
imagine like owning a restaurant. The
But it's just
stress
like,
that
you
would
know,
be.
they got to be
Oh my
in the
God,
number
yeah.
one in a restaurant where you have to be the fucking phone call and you have to take that call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
good.
top of
If
the
you
top.
if you want to be good at your job, you have to take that phone call. At least
Yeah.
make yourself able to take that phone call within reason.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want that shit.
No, it sucks. Sucks. Did
But
it for 10
I went
10
to
years.
so concept I really dug. You've been to Life on Mars on Capitol Hill. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, you were telling us about
think
that.
so.
That's
Oh,
pretty
vegan-
cool. That's
vegan,
all
vegetarian
plant based
place.
stuff, which is obviously totally not my jam, but
Yeah.
super laid back vibe. And they have like from hours, like they have a certain like hour during the day where they have like vinyl records for sale, but you can play vinyls off the wall.
That's so.
I need to go.
Yeah, very.
If it's not
cool
very
vibe.
far. I looked it up after
Very,
we talked about it.
very,
It's a couple
very
blocks
cool
from where I
vibes.
live.
Yeah, I'll
So
check
probably
that out.
something along those vibes if I was to open something, but it would not be plant based.
What's even if you didn't open it, like what kind of fast food do you wish was fast food that isn't fast food? Because like we have Mexican, we have burgers, sandwiches, kind of. Like I know there have been times where I'm like, I wish there was a drive-through of this.
Well, so like you know,
fried chicken, I
a
guess, too.
regional thing here that like we really have, and it's kind of exclusive to the Pacific Northwest is teriyaki.
Yeah.
That's not a big fucking deal.
There used to be
I
a drive-through
love
teriyaki place
teriyaki.
in
But
Tucson.
yaki is fucking awesome.
I
And,
love
like there
yaki.
there are a lot up here, and
Like a drive-through pho.
Oh,
See,
man.
pho's difficult because it's a lot of other containers.
Yeah.
And now we get into logistics of being a dipshit in restaurants. Your to-go container cost alone is going to be $2 to $3.
Out the window,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna suck, yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know
And-
if there was a fast food that I'd want that I don't have.
However,
right now,
teriyaki,
actually.
with all due respect, you guys need to wrap your fucking head around being open on Sundays, okay? Like seriously,
They
what
are,
that is
man.
some
I've-
fucking no, don't no.
No, I see
No.
teriyaki places all around here that
very
opens on Sundays.
very few.
Oh, man, Toshi's over here is open on Sundays.
Toshi's is the OG too.
Toshi's
See,
great.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
You sure about that Sunday? I might want you to look that up
No.
on your phone.
My favorite used to be Yummy Teriyaki. But then they just shut down. Pandemic thing kind of shut down.
Fucking.
But I always thought about, and I'm sure this will happen when the legalities kind of clear out, but having taken the brewery type concept, right, where let's take Red Hook, right, we all work there, we can look at that. So you got the restaurant, you have the factory, I guess, if you will, making the beer and all that shit, right? But okay, so take that model, make it weed, right? So you have the big ass factory, the big ass plants, you know, all that area back there, right? Doing the weed, growing all that shit.
And watch your shit.
QA, all that things,
Yeah.
right? And then you have the restaurant attached to it that is part of, right?
And
the
then you
whole
got
thing.
Kinsey Shaw there working the gift shops, and they're being
100%,
like,
right?
Yay.
And just like basically do that same thing, right? So you have tours of all the plants, right? You
Yep.
go tour
Ah.
around the place and
Go
think
take
of
them
what's
through the
going on.
fields, have the obligatory photo in front
Yeah,
of
Totally.
everybody's
it's
pot
big
plant.
ass
You know,
weed
and I'm
plant.
sure by the time anything like that's legal, there's probably going to be tasting rooms in some kind of way that we
Oh,
could do,
for
so you can have
sure.
like go in there, taste the different strains that the bud masters are working
fucking
on.
imagine the
And then
tolerance.
That
go
is
down
literally
into the
2 years
restaurant.
away from happening. That is
Right.
so close to happening.
Your tour
That'd be so
guides
great.
would
I'm
have
like,
to
that'd
have
be
some
fucking dope as
fucking
shit.
And you could
tolerance
have
for
like a
days.
beer patio, but
Yeah,
for weed, and you just like a
exactly. Just out
smoking
there just
patio,
smoking weed and
or
shit.
like how cigar places have like
Was-
those fancy
Yep.
chairs.
It's a great fucking menu
Was
that caters to
Someone
like
do
stoner
that.
types
Was
of fucking
frozen
flavors.
yogurt big down south when you guys were in the 90s? Like fucking froyo?
We were all on Bluebell ice cream, man.
Bluebell
I didn't know
ice.
about-
I've seen that shit around.
No, it's like
It's
EG's.
mainly in the
EG's,
South.
I
It's
think,
just
right?
started
No,
to
but
come
like
up here.
like in the early 90s, there was frozen yogurt every motherfucking where.
I'm
Oh
sure,
yeah, because
yeah,
there was
yeah.
the fat-free option, and it was like ice cream
Um,
on the to-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go there and then throw a bunch of fat on top of it.
Yeah, all the fucking like the snacky treats
Trail
and the
mix, yeah,
gummies and all that
gummy
shit.
bears,
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck yeah, man.
Gummy bears.
Oh, you
and
got
gummy
little bitty
bears.
M&Ms. Yeah, I'll take a fucking handful of those
Yeah.
things. Put that on my fat-free
Yeah,
ice
fucking
cream.
like Heath bar.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
That's what I fuck with.
Yeah, you gotta
fucking love Heath
score
bar ice
all
cream.
that
Yeah,
shit,
man.
all that shit that you like, all those candy bars that they still technically sell.
Yeah.
I was at a fucking World Market today, and they had 2 different kinds of big hunk. Like, what the fuck? There
Wow.
is a second kind.
All right.
Do
What?
you remember Big Hunk?
Yeah, I do remember
They
Big
still
That's
have
Hunk.
all
Mars
nougat.
bars?
That's all nougat. That's all the Big Hunk is. It's
Oh.
just that
The
nougat.
hunk.
Yeah, it's just the hunk.
So it's just like a big,
all the
like
good
a big
taken
Three
out of it.
Musketeers, but without
Yeah.
any like.
Yeah,
Chocolate
Okay.
on it?
yeah. It's
I've
just-
never had one.
You've never fucked with a big
No.
hunk.
Wow,
I've seen
heard
people
of
eat them
but
in the
I've
movies.
That works
though.
on multiple levels.
I've never. No, I've seen a big hunk. Just never had it in my
fucked with
mouth.
that big hunk.
I fucked a big hunk.
Only chunky.
I gotta find out what that second one. In fact, I was already buying bullshit at World Market, so I was like, "Fuck, I should buy these." But I
World
already
Market has some crazy ass
literally-
Yeah, I
shit.
do
I
love World
literally
Market.
had my hands full of bullshit, and I was just like, I can't buy more bullshit in front of this like nice old lady. Like there was nobody there, so it's like I'm like on a stage buying junk food, and I'm like, okay, they got 2 different kinds of big hunk. I'm like, just walk out, man, walk
Yeah.
out. Spent
Did it
12
still make
bucks.
raisinets?
Raisinets.
I remember raisinets.
I remember raising
You just
that.
look
Zag
up-
nut. Yeah, I'm looking up
you
Bit
just-
O Honey. I remember Bit O Honey.
Bit o' honey.
I never
that's some
had
old
that. That
school
sounds
shit.
so gross.
So my dad's a type 1 diabetic, so like my entire childhood, like his emergency candy was all this old school shit, like Bit O'
Oh.
honey and like circus peanuts and shit.
Werther's Originals.
No, yeah, my dad had his like emergency peanut brittle. No, he wasn't that old.
peanut brittle.
Fuck, with all due, love you, Dad. Yeah, no, with all due respect, yeah, no, he wasn't that old. Emergency peanut brittle. Zagnut.
Man, that's
Zagnut,
awesome.
Chico stick.
Mars bars. I used to fuck with 100 grand. I love
100 grand's are great.
Those
That's
are
I'm a big
so
Milky Way fan
good.
these days.
Fuck Milky Way.
I
You probably
do.
Milky Way dark guy.
I do like
yeah,
dark.
you
Yeah,
fucking
totally,
asshole.
man. I
You
fucking love
dickhead.
that shit. Twix too, man.
Oh, I love
They make
Love
a
me
Twix
some
dark.
Twix. Oh yeah, dude. Make
Is
Twix
that the
dark.
one you
I didn't
get?
know they do that.
Well, no, I usually go classic Twix.
They actually brought back that cookies and cream one from the 90s.
I like the cookies and cream.
I
one,
haven't
too.
smashed
Yeah.
that. I've been meaning to be like, oh, that's back. And me
Peanut butter
nostalgia.
Twix
Yeah.
is pretty good
I'm actually
too.
amazed I still haven't done that because I lost my shit when Dunkaroos came back.
Yeah, you
Dunkaroos!
did.
Oh my god, the shit we would eat when we were kids.
Yep. Oh,
Dunkaroos.
Madison had a life hack on Dunkaroos. It's basically Teddy Grahams in a jar, Betty Crocker frosting.
Yeah, Betty Crocker frosting is
Yes.
is
confetti
the,
frosting. Yep.
Oh my
And then you
God,
got
that's
your
so
own
fun
make
Confetti.
funfetti.
Funfetti.
Yeah.
I believe, depending on
It's
the
the best
branding, I'm not
cake. I
sure.
love a
I believe
funfetti
one
cake.
owns, I believe Pillsbury owns Confetti, and the other one is Funfetti. Funfetti would be my preference.
I like funfetti.
Yeah, I enjoy the funfetti cakes because I'm 12.
Yeah.
But like a Cold Stone, the first time I went to Cold Stone.
Still haven't fucked with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like Menchie's, like the Froyo place.
Well, don't they
But
just,
they just mix
throw
it in.
that bullshit on a stone and then
Yeah,
fucking
but it was
mix
so
it?
cool, and they had the
flip it,
little
do the things.
spatulas, and the. You
I
got
mean,
to
I guess
watch it all
that's
get
is
made.
that better? I mean, is that better?
No,
guess.
I think it's just you're part of the process.
so-
you pick it out and make
Well,
you
so
feel.
I fucking am bummed out. I didn't have time to do this, but when I was in Cali, like around where we were, they had one of those like nitrogen ice cream places.
Oh yeah, yeah. Totally.
You know, one of those fucking like, ooh, welcome to the fucking science lab, and I'm like, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
You
Like
know, I
Dippin'
just
Dots?
I just
The
remember.
space ice cream, the
I-
astronaut ice cream.
Oh, dude, remember the fucking those foil packages they would sell at like fucking Toys R Us and shit? It's like, this is an ice cream sandwich that the astronauts eat. I'm like, fuck, I hope not.
Yeah. Tasted terrible.
It's made out of styrofoam.
Have you ever been to a? So I've been to there.
You've been to medieval times?
No, I've always wanted to
No.
go.
I want to go to one.
No,
I've
Ever
heard
since
it's awesome.
Cable
I've
Guy.
heard it's awesome.
No, never
An
heard of
employee of mine or a coworker.
We should go. The three of us.
Then you got to go back home to Arizona or some shit to go to medieval
They don't
times.
have them out here?
No. Oh, dude, we would have done that right now. You
We'd be
fucking
broadcasting
kidding me?
live from
We would-
medieval
Exactly.
times.
Tonight's
We've
show
already been
is
there.
sponsored
No,
by. Is sponsored
All right,
by
check it out. So the
medieval-
red knight is down to the black knight. All right.
Fucking shit.
Let's go get some Popeyes
We should
afterwards.
go.
We'll
should
vlog it.
go. I object to that fact. Of course, I would have fucking gone to that if we had
God.
one. No,
I
they're
was
down.
wanting to go.
Yeah, medieval times.
Fuck.
Oh my god! I forgot what I was gonna say now.
I would
Shit,
totally go to one. I think there's one in Vegas. I think Vegas is probably the closest one.
That makes sense that it would be there.
Go to medieval times.
Yeah.
My friend went and it fucking looks hilarious. Like all photos, like, we were right by the knight, and just guy gallops out and shit.
They don't even have forks. You gotta eat everything with a wooden spoon.
I think they've since kind of maybe whatevered on that. I mean, we're all basically basing that off
Yeah.
Cable Guy.
It's
I
an
don't think
representation.
Janine Garofalo works there anymore either.
I would hope so.
Dude, do you want another Pepsi? I got a lot of tables.
Imagine being a server there. My God.
I couldn't even imagine. God, that hardcore theme, like Jesus
Or like
Christ.
working at those like historical recreation villages.
Nope.
Didn't we joke about
Gettysburg?
that? Like if you were retired, you would go work at like one of those recreation villages.
Yeah,
I'll
you
just
said
be
I
the
would.
butter
Yeah.
shredder.
Yeah, you said I would. Yeah. I never said that I would. But you said that I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never said that. You said as a retired man, I would go work at a colonial farm and churn butter or something, and you thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That
That's
rings a bell.
something I agreed to. Yeah.
That resonates. That resonates.
Does sound like something I would say.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Well, anything else about restaurants?
No, God bless all the workers at the Cheesecake
God
Factory.
damn,
God bless you
yes.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless the Shonies. The Shonies of the
Shonies,
world.
Yeah.
The Shonies bathroom.
Well, I told you
Shout
that
out to the
we
Shoney's
talked about that
bathroom
on
cleaners.
the Waffle House, and Waffle House is amazing.
Yeah. I like Waffle House. I got excited because we didn't have them in Texas, but when we would go on road trips, they were in like Louisiana or just like a neighboring state. So as soon as we got out of the state, it's like, yeah, motherfucker, Waffle House. Get some chicken and waffles. That's what's up.
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right.
All right.
See you next time.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
That's God.